This is going to be a video for dark days. If you're an entrepreneur and you've been an entrepreneur for a while, chances are you've probably had a lot of dark days. Days where you didn't feel like it, days where you felt like all hope was absolutely lost. And I want to make this video for people that are kind of going through that right now, or in the future, once you go through it, or if you feel like that again, you save this video and you come back to it. Because as you know, this channel is about becoming the best version of you. I want to give you my take on those dark days where you just feel defeated. You feel like, man, I'm getting my ass kicked. And I want to approach it from a different perspective. I think intuitively, your heart, your soul knows when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You intuitively know when you're not living up to your full potential. And as a result, your soul, your heart is sad. And I think that's where the darkness comes from. Because if you did everything you knew you were supposed to do, and you truly tried your best, and you failed, I don't think most people would be depressed by that. I don't think they'd be sad by that. I think actually quite the opposite. They'd be happy they give it their all. Like even if your business fails and you don't make the money, even if you go, let's just say you go out of business, but you truly in your heart did everything you possibly could, it wouldn't be as bad. I think the problem is because there's things you can't control. You can't control the market, you can't control the economy, you can't control certain things. I think the reason that entrepreneurs feel down and feel depressed is because deep down they feel like they could be doing more. And this shadow, this feeling is consuming you alive. And it turns into this unhealthy guilt, and it turns into this like psychological warfare where you just feel like your self-esteem gets lower and lower and lower and lower. Here's what it comes down to. What I talk about on this channel is your villain, okay? Your villain represents who you could become. It represents your full potential, where if you every single day you did the absolute best that you could do, your routine was optimized, your diet, your sleep, your exercise, everything was fully optimized, and you matched or surpassed that villain, then you won the day. So I talk about on this channel a race to 100, meaning if you and your villain are on a scoreboard, if you're like instead of basketball or hockey or baseball or soccer or whatever sport you like to watch, where there's a scoreboard, instead of that scoreboard, it's you versus your villain, you versus your dream life, your new self versus your old self. And if you're able to beat that villain, the first to 100 points, then you've officially beaten your villain, right? Hopefully that doesn't, I didn't lose anybody there if you've seen any of my other videos. If you perform at your 100% full capacity, or you transcend, or more than 100%, you overdid what you thought you could have done in one single day. Congratulations, you beat your villain for that day. You have to do that for 100 days, first to 100 days. If you have a good day or an average day, then your villain won. If you had a good day but it wasn't the best, you could have done a few things better, your villain won. Okay? If you're able to match that to 100 and you actually are able to beat your villain, you're going to feel so powerful inside, and your business is going to explode as a result because everything is fully optimized. Your soul is happy. The reason you feel down right now, the reason you feel dark and desperate, is because your villain is kicking your ass. You are getting destroyed by your villain. Anytime you feel like you're out of funk, out of routine, it's because you're not in your process. You're getting destroyed by your villain, frankly, and your heart knows it. Your heart feels like whatever goals that you've set, whatever goals that you're setting right now, you're not on the lifeline where you're capable of achieving that. Like Reality Transurfing, one of my favorite books. The reason you're sad is because you're not on that lifeline. You're not on your way to getting there. The reason why you feel so connected spiritually, so happy, so enthusiastic when you're dominating your path, when you're crushing things in life, is because you feel like you're on your way to achieving your goals and dreams. Whenever you feel down, it's simply the fact that you're not on that lifeline. You're literally not on your way anymore. Reality Transurfing, I'll probably cover in a different video, but the outer intention has kind of pulled you out of it. And you're now heading toward a different stream, and your heart can feel it. That's why you feel desperate. A lot of people, what they do is they freak out and they panic. And that usually doesn't help. What you want to do is you want to go back to the basics, go back to the game, right? Keep a scorecard of 100, you versus your villain, you versus who you could become. And tomorrow, try to make it the most productive day you possibly can. Maybe it's not 100% productive, maybe it's 85% productive. But if you get close, you're going to feel happy, you're going to feel content, and the results will come. If you do your absolute best. Again, I don't know what industry you're in. I don't know if you're in an industry that's literally going out of business. You can't control some of these things sometimes. Of course, you could switch, but like again, I don't know anything about your business. I can't consult you on that. All I can say is if you do the absolute best you can, and you spend 2 hours about reading um, you know economic updates and market trends and different industries, and you study different billionaires and their biographies and the industries they went into that are like evergreen industries that are always going to do well, or you're studying like new markets that are emerging, and you have tremendous skills in every aspect, like you truly become the Kobe of your industry. You wake up early, you get really good sleep, you get really good at your focus, you're sharp, you're present, you're crushing it. Your heart, your soul is going to feel happy. Those dark days as entrepreneurs, they're going to happen. We can't control, they're going to happen, they're inevitable. See them as part of your superhero movie. Okay, when you watch the NBA finals or the Super Bowl, it's fun because there's stakes on the line. If there weren't any stakes, it wouldn't matter, right? The reason, again, what's the difference between a regular season game that nobody cares about watching or a preseason game? What's the difference between a preseason game and the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals? Game 7 of the NBA Finals. It's just the stakes. There's more at stake. That's why it's the same game, same rules. There's more at stake, and that's what makes it fun. So if you look at your life like a superhero movie, if you beat your villain or you match your villain first to 100, you're going to be not only on the path to your dreams and goals, which is inevitably deep down going to make you happy, but you can escape those dark days only by winning. If you're feeling the dark days, it's because you've been getting beat by your villain time and time and time again, to the point where you're so down, your self-esteem is so destroyed because you're playing a game and you keep losing. Imagine you're playing pickup basketball at the park and your villain is beating you like 61-2. Of course you're going to be depressed. Of course you're going to feel down. Your villain is destroying you. If you're 80 pounds overweight, for example, and you feel like shit, you feel like, damn, why am I not where I want to be? It's because your villain is destroying you. You should feel sad. You should feel depressed. Your villain has a six pack and he's ripped to shreds, and you're not. And you could be only if you had made a few different decisions. Only if you had a little bit of a different attitude towards life. Like they're your twin. Like they're like your twin in a different parallel world, whether real or fictionary or imaginary, doesn't matter. That happiness as an entrepreneur, as a person who's extremely ambitious, is going to come from doing the things that you know deep down that you're supposed to do. If you're not doing those things, it's going to eat you inside. It's going to eat you alive inside. It's going to psychologically terrorize you. Some people call this the shadow. The shadow, that version, like that it creeps up on you and it knows you could do more. The anxiety when you're relaxing on the couch and you're watching a movie with your spouse and you feel like a back of your mind is an itch. Just it's clawing you and it's saying, hey man, why are you not working? Why are you not working? And you have this guilt, so you don't know, damn, okay, it's a Saturday night. Do I hang out with my spouse? Do I try to make her happy? Or do I go back to work? It's like this divide. You need to be able to dominate your shadow. That's the only way out of it. Yeah, you could try to like silence it, suppress it. You can do that if that's the life that you want to live. That's one option that you have. The other option that you have is to dominate it, actually win. Guess what? Your shadow isn't going to be crawling back at you if you're winning the game. Instead of you're down 61-2, if you're up 61-16, you're going to feel happy, proud, like you deserve to relax, like you deserve to be on that couch. It doesn't mean you have to kill yourself. It doesn't mean you have to literally work 17 hours a day. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean you have to have no social life, no friends, no vacation. That's not what it means. It means that you're living your life to the absolute fullest. If you're living your life to the absolute fullest, you're working to the absolute fullest, you're working with vigor and passion and purpose, you're truly doing the best that you can. You dominate your shadow so it gets the fuck out of your, you stop feeling that feeling. The feeling you're feeling is good. It means the goals that you have set and the way you're acting, they're not in congruence, they're not in alignment. It's a warning, it's a wake-up call. So don't suppress it. Maybe suppress it if you're already watching the movie, just finish the movie. Then tomorrow, wake up, meditate on what needs to change. Super, super, super important. The last thing I'll leave you with, guys, the reason I started this channel was a few reasons. One, I want to surround myself with people who are destined to make 8 or 9 figures, or who are already there. 7, 8, 9 figures. If that's you, I want you to stick around. I want you to grow this channel with me in the future so that 2, 3, 4 years from now, we could all be hanging out at a mastermind event and all shooting this shit, all sharing tactics and strategies with each other, because you are the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's number one. Number two, this is the stuff that gets me excited. This is the stuff that gets me passionate. You can only ponder and imagine who you would have been if 3 to 4 years ago you started operating at 100% of your full potential and you maintained that for years. You would be in a completely different life right now. You would make 10 times more money. And again, I'm not talking about like any magical bullshit, any of that stuff. I'm saying literally, like, if you just live to your full potential, if you woke up every single day, you never skip the gym, you hit every gym session, you hit your meal prep, you hit whatever, your body, your physique would just be indestructible. It'd be made of iron right now. Your business, same thing. If you went a little bit more, you did a little bit more, you could have been here. Okay? If you truly did the best that you could have done, you would have been in a different place. That excites me, but you can't change it. All that you can do is move forward towards the future and just make sure that you're operating at 98, 99% of your potential today for 60 days straight. And you won't feel dark anymore. You won't be in a dark period because you have overcome and transcended that. That's why we have our accountability coaching. Again, it's not for everybody, okay? So like, if it's not for you, don't worry. Just save the video, enjoy the message, come back to it later. Come back to it whenever you need it. But if it is for you, if you're part of that 3-4% who knows that in order for them to do more, they need their back against the wall. They need someone like on top of them, just making sure they get it done. They need a coach. Just how like Michael Jordan and Kobe and Dwayne Wade, they all have a coach. They're not just, they have people around them that they're not yes men. They're people that push them to their absolute limits. Okay. If you feel like you need that in your corner, that's what our offer is for. So again, every entrepreneur goes through this exact same thing. They all feel this shadow. They all feel this heaviness on them. The only way, in my opinion, if you have a different one, let me know, is to beat your villain. Is your heart telling you, screaming like, please, like you're not headed in the right direction. Okay. And it's all in your control. And that's the most frustrating part. You can't control the outside world, but you can control what you're doing in your actions every single day. In order to get to the point where you want to be, where you're on your way to your dreams and goals, you have to beat your villain. It's the only way.